To be honest with you, when I found out about the result, I was very shocked because obviously Joshua was like their best thing since sliced bread before I went in and all that sort of stuff. Like it was unbeatable. But then when I heard Ruiz beat him, it was shocking. And now when I look at the rematch, I think Ruiz beats him again. I mean, I'd love to see Joshua win and come out on top because he's a fellow Brit, and I always support the Brits. So I'd love to see him win. But I just think I don't know. You just got as Joshua. I don't know him, so I don't know. I can't speak for him. But my thought process is: does he want it as much? He's earned shed loads of millions of pounds. He's won every belt. He's defended it. Has he still got that hunger? But I guess we'll see.
I really want him to. It'd be daft, just be like, yes, 100%, because obviously he lost the first time. But he had Ruiz hurt, and it's heavyweight boxing, so anything can happen. And I do really hope for him, for British boxing, and for everyone that he does go and do it. Because I feel like what he's done for the sport has been great.
You fought on the undercard of Joshua against Ruiz the first fight. What did you make of that fight, and what are you expecting of the rematch?
Like I always say, I think something was a little off with Joshua's physical abilities that night, or physical health, I should say. So I never went deep into it. I never did any research on it, but I feel like I see Joshua working. I see him slimming down. I see him getting. He definitely has a different focus. And of course, if it was just something kind of crazy going on with him physically, I'm pretty sure it probably wouldn't happen twice. And the pressure's on now. He has to win this fight, and I think that pulls another energy out of a fighter. I think that makes them a better fighter. So I'm excited to see it. I really need Joshua to win this fight, and I believe he will.
He's got to walk in there and he's got to be the man. He's got to be AJ. He's got to walk in there and he's got to boss him around. He's got to be the bigger man and fight like the bigger man. He's got to fight smart. He has to forget what happened at Madison Square Garden. He has to just worry about that night and that moment and know that he's capable of beating Ruiz, and I believe he is capable of beating Ruiz. But I want to tell you something. That's a betting fight. That's a fight I'm not sure of the outcome. Can he put that fight behind him? Does Ruiz just have his number? Will a guy like Ruiz always be a problem for AJ? I don't know.
Good fight. I just think Ruiz. I think AJ been a bit quiet on the build-up, doing his work, going away, doing the right things that he should do. Huge pressure on the team. In that fight, Joshua, first time round, came out, boxed well, first round. But if you watch it back from Andy Ruiz's point of view, he from round two was cutting the ring off, had AJ, and he caught AJ in round two, was shot in the back of the head that had AJ holding, and you can all look at it through rose-tinted glasses and looking at AJ, but if you look at it from Ruiz's point of view, he thought the perfect fight. He had AJ on the back foot, cutting round. He got dropped, but he got up and dropped him for the end of the round, where AJ, I feel, got hit, and he stayed hit like he did with Klitschko a little bit, do you understand, for a couple of rounds. Now AJ knows that Ruiz, he hits him, he's got to keep him to floor, because if he gets back up, he knows what happens. There's got to be a lot of mental battles very early on in that fight. Ruiz can choose to put it on him earlier, bring him back to them dark places, and then decide to stick it out and put it on AJ down the straight, a bit like Witherspoon Bruno. AJ has got to be switched on the whole time. I just don't think he can do that, and I think Ruiz has got fast hands, hits extremely hard, and there'll be a point in the fight where AJ will get
see the rematch with Joshua and Ruiz going.
I think Joshua's going to win on points.
And Joshua will be really up for this fight. I think he was up for the first fight physically. I've done all the training, but sometimes, and I've been there myself as a fighter, sometimes unless you're challenged mentally, if I'm fighting Barry McGuigan and Zuma Nelson, you're automatically, if you're fighting lower echelons of fighters, they're still good fighters, and if you just turn it down a little bit, you can come undone. But whether that happened to Andy, I don't know, but one thing we will see in this fight, we will see the best of AJ, and I think that would be good enough to win the title.
I hope Anthony Joshua wins this fight. He deserves it, so I hope Joshua get the win.
Joshua, big rematch against Ruiz coming up. Have you seen him, spoken to him? How do you think he's looking?
Good as always, you know what I mean? But it's more so the mindset, and his mindset's good. You know what I mean? A lot of people, if they take an L or anything like that, they kind of change up a lot of stuff, but he's very absolute within himself, so he's been able to make the small adjustments necessary. So I look forward to the fight.
I think it's like the last one. It's hard to see how Joshua will come back from this. I'm looking at, I know he'll come back, he'll change his game, his intelligence. I hope he does. But I think Ruiz will have the confidence, and he took Joshua's best shot. got up from it and carried on and got defeat, and Joshua took his shots and didn't recover. So it's an interesting one, but I think it's hard. I hope Joshua does it, but I'll probably see Ruiz getting it.
I don't know. I hope Joshua does it. He's British. He's done an unbelievable job for British boxing. He is the spearhead of British boxing, and he's everything that, you know, us at my level and lower level, we got a lot to thank him for. He's done an absolutely unbelievable job, so I hope he does it. He has to make a couple of adjustments, not huge amounts, I don't believe, but Ruiz has now got that belief. Whether he had it before, he would have had a slight bit of doubt before, just because of the way the media is and stuff, but now he's got that belief and he knows that he can knock him out. But a lot of talk, Joshua not being right that night. He'll be right this time, because he left no stone unturned. So it makes for an interesting night. I don't know what way it's going to go. If Ruiz does come in lighter, a lot of people have said, I don't think that will benefit him. I think won't take a shot as well, and he's quick anyway at the weight, and that he'll lose a bit. Might lose a bit of weight behind the shot. So I don't think being any lighter, like if it's extreme amount, is going to benefit him too much. But I think Joshua will make the right adjustments maybe and come through. I can't give you a definitive prediction, unfortunately, but I'll be up watching it for sure, and it's a big night for British boxing.
The thing you know about Ruiz is he's got very fast hands. He's going to be a lot better shape for this fight than the last fight, and he's the world champion. So mentally, mentally he feels like he can't get beat. So it's going to be a really, really hard fight. But I think if Anthony Joshua, and this is what I thought after the last fight, I think if he boxes him smart behind the jab, moves his feet, he's got that height and reach over him. If he boxes him smart, he can outbox him and outpoint him. But that's whether we have to wait and see what happens. But that's a very difficult fight with both fighters there. And I wouldn't like to make a prediction, but my heart is with Anthony Joshua.
So Ruiz comes, AJ and Ruiz at the centre of the ring. AJ jab, move to the side, keeps him. Ruiz comes in, bobbing and weaving like that. Counters AJ's fast shots with faster counters, but AJ's calm. He stays relaxed, ties him up, pushes him away. Starts again, bam, jab, controlling it with a jab. They get inside, right uppercut, left hook. Good night, nurse. Fight over, under 4 rounds. AJ wins, reclaims all the belts, tells everybody, bow down. Everybody must bow down because I'm the man. sorry, I'm bagging up everything. And AJ's coming on with a belt. I don't care what anyone says. People telling me that I'm mad, crazy, Ruiz is gonna do it. No.
He's looking good now. He look now lose some little bit more weight. I think he will be busy in the ring. In America, was looking too big, and I think he lose a little bit weight now. And he know where he make mistake in the last fight, and I think he'll fix that.
He needs to not get into a fight with Ruiz. He's too fast, the combination punching, and Ruiz is going to the body early, very smart. So I think Joshua might want to take that lead in terms of jabbing to the head, jabbing to the body, to keep that range and understand the range and kind of move, and not get into a war, because that's what kind of was his undoing. Trying to get into a war, rushing in for the kill instead of being a little bit more composed. I know it's easier said than done, but I mean, try and be a bit more composed. When he came in close, Andy Ruiz was going to the body early and investing, and did a great job. And he's down in the history books now as the Mexican first heavyweight Mexican champion. So listen, it's a brilliant job. So it's just about being smart, I think. And I think that's what Joshua needs to do. Use his jab, double it up, and be smart, use the ring, and just keep it basic, get the win.
Different man. I mean, he's so up for it. He's edgy. He's got that chip on his shoulder. He feels like everyone, not turned their back on him, but the supporters have sort of said, written him off. And I think that spurred him on. Doesn't mean he wins the fight, but I tell you, he's a lot more focused and a lot better prepared than he was going into the first one. So it's going to be tough. Anything can happen. It's a 50-50 fight, but I believe he's going to win. I believe he's going to knock him out.